You know it. What are we doing today? Gonna make my first constructed hyper Juken deck. Hit up that SavageShizuGames.com while the getting is good to get your hyper Juken on. But like to see it, here we go. And yeah, so we recently played a few times, and then I got a way better understanding of the game now. So, who I enjoyed the most out of all the characters so far that I played is D-Stinger. So, I think I'm going to go with a D-Stinger deck today. And I also recently did a podcast with some gamer dude, creator of Hyper Juken, on his channel. Go check that out. Some gamer dude on the lives. So basically getting all the D-Stinger cards. He's the only one so far with the token. Got these foil El Eternal cards, but don't think I'll be using. I might go yellow blue. I forgot what he said to do though. Was like a good build. So I could go yellow blue, yellow red. It's just 3 colors, but I could go like yellow with some of Tai Chi's yellow cards. But we'll see though. Definitely not going yellow with Luis cards, I don't think, because Luis does a very specific thing. But yeah, first of all, grab out the D-Stinger cards. Okay, so we're just gonna wing it though. So do we want to go with Mark cards to half it, or do we want to go with El Eternal cards or Lucy cards to half it, or Tai Chi cards? Okay, so could go with Mark, but Mark's a heavy guy. And D-Stinger looks to be a light or medium weight. So okay, so either El Eternal, Lucy, maybe Mark. Alright, first we'll look at Mark. Take Mark out. Mark's right there. Definitely not going Luis right now, so we'll put her back in the box. The Mark fighter card. Mark right here. Got Lucy. They say Lucy's the most powerful card in the game so far, but Lucy there. El Eternal here. I still have some other Eternal cards in the back. No. Alright. Put Tai Chi's back in the box just cause. Alright, so what do I like in the D-Stinger deck? I guess is the first thing. You want to get the Venom tokens out. The Venom tokens say stack. You may have up to 4 copies of any card with stack in play. At the end of each turn, inflict 1 poison damage. So the thing is to kill him with the poison damage. That's my goal. Yeah, they're not in your arsenal. They're just token cards. All right, so gonna just separate the cards. Breaker block. Oh yeah, like with the alternate arts, sometimes harder to tell what's what. Doing the punch. Got the sword. Luis in the card. Kick. Stomp. Double X handle. Punch. Hit Nil Eternal. Kick. Dive bomb. Stomp. Double X. Kick. This guy. Luis. Stinger shot. Righty. Still busting them down. The block. Basic block. Leg sweep. Luis. Stinger shot. Definitely want the stinger shot in there. Quick core strike. Basic block. Stinger shot. Dizzying strike. Okay, leg sweep. Basic. And delayed snap kick. Where'd the kick go? Yeah, I mean the two different versions of the cards, I don't know though. Kind of gets confusing trying to differentiate the cards. At first at least. Inside leg sweep. It's cool, but kind of hard to recognize what's what when you got the full borderless and the bordered. But you'll naturally get used to it fast. Alright, we got the Kata card. D-Stinger with the flippy form, looking like Venture Brothers. Alright, so first order of business is to see what we want to keep in the deck and what we can stand apart with. Okay, so we'll read D-Stinger. No, read D-Stinger, the fighter card. Okay, so trigger. When you reveal Stinger shot from the top of your arsenal as combat damage from an attack, you may pay, discard 1 to place it into your hand. When your hyper reaches max, it becomes Hyper Fighter. And when your opponent becomes stunned, you may pay, discard 1 to search for a card with SIG and place it into your hand. During the next action of this combat, if you perform Stinger Shot, your opponent must pay X key to block it with the block card, where X is its level. Trigger, when your hyper reaches max, you may pay max hyper to draw 1. Okay, so I don't think I ever turned into the Hyper Fighter form. I think I just really worried about having the Stinger Shot out. So first of all, definitely got to have 4 Stinger Shots in the deck. Stinger Shot, Precision, and Attack, cost 1. Raise your Hyper 2. Combat damage from this attack can't be prevented. Produce 1 Venom token when this card resolves. Shuffle it into your arsenal. Alright, so we definitely need that. So raise your Hyper 2. Okay, raise your Hyper 2. Combat damage from this attack can't be prevented. Okay. So it's hitting on a 4, but if they block on the 4, then it doesn't hit. Alright. I definitely want that in there. Okay, so we're gonna pick 40 card deck, so 4 of each, so 5 would make 20. Then we can make 5 of another color. So key swipe guard. Breaker block, prevent the next 3 combat damage your opponent's current attack would inflict. If this effect is prevented, all remaining combat damage from this attack, then inflict 2 effect damage to your opponent. Remove this card. Yeah, this seems pretty good just to do some damage to them and block up to 3 damage. Okay, then we got the quick core strike. This can be turned into key, 0 drop, 2 attack points, lower your opponent's hyper 1, and then remove the top 4 cards of your opponent's exhaust. So not the arsenal, but the discard. Great for like people who dig into the grave a lot, like Luis maybe. Maybe 0 drop. So should we do like 12 blocks out of a total of 40 cards or no? Okay. Remove the top 2 cards of your opponent's exhaust. Lower your opponent's hyper 1. That's a block, but do I want to play that card though? Maybe like, you know, Luis or maybe El Eterno have better blocks than those. So. Okay, then we got Skull Crush Stomp, 1 drop. Raise your hyper 1. Combat damage from this attack can't be prevented. Raise your hyper 1. Combat damage from this attack can't be prevented. Definitely want that in there. And then your opponent discards their hand, then draws the same amount of cards. Raise your hyper 1. Combat damage from this attack can't be prevented. So 1 drop doing 1 damage. They got to switch up their hand. Maybe. Quick core strike, 0 drop, 2 damage. Attack, lower your opponent's hyper 1. Remove the top 4 cards of your opponent's exhaust. Just read that. But yeah, these are okay. That's an attack punch, 0, but it gives you key though. So we do want a 0 drop though. Okay, dizzying strike. 2 pal. Your op discards a card at random and becomes stunned. If they discarded a card, they draw 1 at the end of your next action in this combat. Okay, they're stunned. Alright, what is stunned again? Stunned, if an effect causes a player to become stunned, their next action, this combat ends as soon as it starts. Then they cease being stunned, and then effects can't be used while stunned. So 0 drop that does 2. So I think I prefer it to this one. Your opponent discards a card at random and becomes stunned. Then if they discarded a card, they draw 1 at the end of the next action. So like it's a card that they wanted. Okay, yeah, we'll probably get rid of this one right here. Put this one in instead. 0 drop. Delayed snap kick. 0-2. Key pull. Trigger. When this card is sent to your exhaust to pay the key cost of an attack, you may pay, remove this card to have that attack. To have that attack gain attack. If you use this attack's original hit effect, then you can use it a second time. You may pay, remove this card to have it gain attack if you use this attack's original hit effect. Okay, hit effect, we want to produce 1 Venom token, so this combos with the kick, goes with the stinger shot to get 2 poison on them. That's what you definitely want, so that's even better than dizzying strike. So another 0-2. We might take this out as well. Maybe. We got basic block. Target opponent raises or lowers their hyper 1. Target 1 player. Probably take out that basic block just because it's basic. We got the breaker block. And then we have this block. Remove the top 2 cards of your opponent's exhaust. Lower your opponent's hyper 1. It's basically the same as inside leg sweep. Alright, where do we go here? Okay, D-Stinger is 2 kata cards. Okay. When your effects would inflict damage to your opponent, increase that amount of damage by 1, by 2, and that effect damage is removed. You may pay 1 key to draw 1. Yeah, so definitely want to have the tactic card out. That's like your enchantment Tactic cards, you have to discard one card to play a tactic. So we're gonna have that in there. Increase that amount by 2. And that effect damage is removed. You may pay 1 key to... Okay, when your effect would inflict damage to your opponent. So making the poison do 3 damage instead of 1, right? When your effect would inflict damage to your opponent. And then poison damage is an effect, right? Inflict 1 poison damage. I'm going to just assume that poison damage is an effect, so I'm going to put it in the deck. Then we have the big one, Golden Diving Double Axe Handle, 6 PAL, attack punch, raise your hyper 2, and then lower your opponent's hyper 2, your opponent becomes stunned. When the player becomes stunned, their next action in this combat ends as soon as it starts. Then they cease being stunned. So that costs a lot, but do I keep it in or not? Not sure. 2 for 6. Okay, what we didn't do though is we didn't really read the counter cards. Your attacks with the hit effects gain chip 1. When your attack with chip is blocked, it still inflicts chip damage even though it's blocked. We'll probably take out impact form 1. I don't know. Okay, we got action, activate, pay, discard 1 tactic card to target 1 level 1 attack card with an original hit effect in your exhaust. Discard. Then pay its cost to perform it. When that attack resolves, if it would be sent to your key pool, send it to your exhaust instead. Discard 1 tactic card. Are tactic cards max 4 per deck? Because if they're not, then I might just add another color's tactic cards in here to just keep on taking advantage of this. Pay, discard 1 tactic card to target 1 level 1 attack card with an original hit effect in your exhaust. Yeah, so let's go with this combo. Chip, we're not going to worry about the chip right now. Might be stupid, but that's what we're not going to worry about right now. Okay, so we're putting it there. Okay, so do we go El Eterno or Lucy? Lucy's just straight up brute force and she's getting her hyper up. But El Eterno, he's healing. Let's check out El Eterno real quick. Okay, El Eterno. Whenever you heal due to your effect, raise your hyper 1. I don't really want to be healing though. Use only if you have no buffs in play. Search for a card that can become a buff with the continuous effect and place it into play as a buff. Okay, so going over here, I want tactic cards and buffs. Debuff with there. And D-Stinger has no buffs. D-Stinger has no buffs. But what are El Eterno's buffs though? If we used anyone, it'll be the adaptive form. Okay, tactic card. Discard 1 tactic card. Okay, but it's only signature El Eterno, so can't even use it. Signature El Eterno, so can't use it. Can only be packed by El Eterno. Let's see if Lucy's signature can only be packed. Tactic can only be packed by Lucy. Yeah, signature Lucy. Let's see about Mark's. Okay, so this tactic can only be packed if your fighter is heavy. And we all know these Stinger's not heavy. Light fighter. You know, let's just take advantage of Tai Chi. And let's see if his tactic is signature too. Signature Tai Chi. Alright, we're gonna go to Luis and see if hers is signature as well. It can only be packed by them. Look for the tactic card. She might not have a tactic card. Okay, so her tactic is not signature. And it does the buff thing. So I guess Stinger and Luis might be the match made in heaven, maybe. Alright, so the whole thing I'm trying to do with this deck, I guess what I'm going with for this first build is to discard one tactic card to target one level 1 attack card with an original hit effect in your exhaust. Then pay its cost to perform it. When that attack resolves, it will be sent to your key pool. If it will be sent to your key pool, send it to your exhaust instead. Okay, so this is a level what? Discard a tactic card. So I guess we are going Luis and D Stinger after all. She's the only one who I can put a tactic card, extra tactic card in here. I guess that's why Luis is on this card. That's the tactic. Alright, so I need level 1 attacks with hit effects from Luis in here. Alright, so we're getting somewhere. Alright, so got the tactic card. Opportunistic form 1. Okay, so we got 8 tactic cards in here. And then that's a buff card as well. Okay. So which one of Luis's cards do we put in here? We got whenever you block an attack with the block card, raise your hyper 2. Oh man, that might be nice. So just have a bunch of blocks and poison instead of trying to do real combat. Maybe that's the key. Or adaptive form 2, when your opponent initiates combat, look at the top 2 cards of your arsenal, then place any amount of them on top of your arsenal and the remaining cards on the bottom. When your opponent initiates combat, look at the top 2 cards of your arsenal, then you may put any amount of them. Look at the top 2 cards of your arsenal, then you may put any amount of them on the top of your arsenal and the remaining on the bottom. Okay, so scry 2 whenever the opponent initiates combat, thereby helping me get the Venom tokens, thereby helping me get the Stinger shot, maybe. Or whenever you block with a block card, raise your hyper 2. This is if I want to be defensive. This is defensive. This is trying to just go ahead and get that poison. Let's try to go ahead and get the poison. Okay, we got 2 Kata cards, which are just the they start the game on the field. Okay. Alright, so we'll put the rest of the Luis setup cards there. Okay, so now we have to still separate the Luis cards. Yeah, we use adaptive form 1. Yeah, that's her actual card. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, you can only use only if you have no buffs in play. Search for a card that can become a buff with the continuous effect and place it in the play as a buff. Okay, so I can search for this card. Okay, getting kind of confusing, but okay. When your opponent initiates combat, use only if you have no buffs in play. Search for a card that can become a buff with the continuous effect and place it in the play as a buff. Okay, so I can guarantee I get that buff out. And then going back to the Destinger. Discard one tactic card to target one level 1 attack card with an original hit effect in your exhaust. Then pay its cost to perform it. When that attack resolves, it will be sent to your key pool. Send it to your exhaust instead. Okay, all to get that buff. What does this buff even do? Defensive knowledge. Heal the top 2 block cards in your exhaust. You can just keep on blocking is what you can do. Heal the top 2 block cards in your exhaust. And then when this card resolves, you may have it stay in play as a buff. When your block card resolves, if it will be sent to your exhaust, heal it instead. Okay, this is a very defensive stuff, which I don't like to do generally, but we'll try it though this time. With this, you can just keep on blocking. I think we will go with the keep on blocking. Yeah. Alright, so not going to worry about the buff thing or whatever right now. Okay, so first things first, we got to... Okay, these cards are already in order. So, alright, so we got... Got our 2 Kata cards. We're going blue, yellow. Defensive and trying to put poison on. That's the whole game plan. Now we got 4, 8, 12, 16. Main deck cards. 20 main deck cards. 24. That's the fighter card. 24. Got 24, so we need 16 more. And we have what? 1, 2 blocks so far. We need 16. We have 4 blocks. Let's go. Since we're big on blocks, let's go exactly. Let's go at least 4 more blocks. Okay, attack special. Rearrange the top 4 cards in your exhaust. Heal 1. Quick key blast. Luis is great at bringing this back, but I guess without playing Luis, you can't do that. But 0 drop does 2. Rearrange the top 4 cards of your exhaust. Heal 1. So you can keep on bringing that stinger shot back, maybe. No, you can't because it gets exiled, right? Produce. Shuffle it into your arsenal. Produce 1 Venom token when this card resolves. Shuffle it into your arsenal. So it keeps on coming back in your arsenal. You don't really want that. But you want to kind of adjust stuff so you can keep on bringing that out. Heal 1. Stinger shot does not go into your... Stinger shot doesn't go to the exhaust. Maybe. Our delayed backhand chop. 0-2. When this card is sent to your exhaust to pay the key cost of an attack, heal it. Yeah, that sounds pretty kind of exploitable. So we'll put that in there. Okay, we needed 4 cards, so that's, I forget, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. So if we kept all of those, it would be just 2 more cards times 4. Delayed key blast. This card is sent to your exhaust. Pay the key cost of a special attack that gains X pal. Raise your hyper X where X is the level of the attack. Forceful Ki Blast, heal 1, heal 1. Resolute Dual Ki Blast. You may pay 1 key to have this attack become level 2. Gain +3 pal. Lower your ops hyper by 3. Breaker Block. You may only use this card when this card is revealed from the top of your arsenal. It's combat damage from an attack. Prevent the next 3 combat damage your opponent's current attack would inflict. Then if this effect prevented all remaining combat damage from that attack at the start of your next action in this combat, heal 2. Not seeing anything that says that this is signature, so definitely put this block in. So now we have 8 breaker blocks, 1 regular block. Remove the top 2 cards of your opponent's exhaust. Lower your opponent's hyper 1. Okay, Unfazed Catch. Lower your opponent's hyper 1, heal 1. I guess I'd rather heal 1 than to make them discard their exhaust. Yeah, makes sense to me. Okay, basic block. But opponent's hyper 1, yeah, definitely not that. Getting that out of the way. Okay, Lightning Blast, gotta be Luis, so can't use that. Attack Special. When this card is sent to your exhaust to pay the key cost of a special attack, that attack gains +X pal. Raise your hyper X where X is the level of the attack. Delayed Ki Blast. Right now, I got like all 0 and 1 drops, so. Skull Crush Stomp. Raise your hyper 1. Combat damage from this attack can be prevented. Your opponent discards their hand, then draws the same amount of cards. Man, like if everything only costs 1 key, what's the point? So, I probably need to put this in here. Okay, so what is that right now? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 40. Okay, Delayed Ki Blast. When this card is sent to your exhaust to pay the key cost of a special attack. Which attack is special? This one is special. We got 2 special attacks, Quick Ki Blast and Stinger Shot. When this card is sent off to pay the key cost of a special attack, this attack gains +X pal. That attack gains +X pal. Raise your hyper X where X is the level of the attack. Is that worth it? Is that better than Quick Ki Blast? 0 drop for 2. Rearrange the top 4 cards of your exhaust, heal 1. Delayed Backhand. When this card is sent to your exhaust to pay the key cost of an attack, heal it. So Delayed Ki Blast or Delayed Backhand top. They're both 0/2s. Trigger Key Pull. When this card is sent to your exhaust to pay the cost of an attack, heal it. I don't have too many attacks that cost, so I won't worry about this one. Just play the Ki Blast. When this card is sent to your exhaust to pay the key cost of a special attack, this attack gains +X pal. Raise your hyper X where X is the level of the attack. It could be a 2, could be a 1, but more than likely it's going to be a 0. But I'm blocking a lot. Forceful Ki Blast, heal 1, heal 1. Man, but it's a 1/4 though. Dual Ki Blast, you may pay 1 key to have this attack become level 2. Gain 3 pal. Lower your opponent's hyper 1. These 2 might be includes though. Delayed Snap Kick. Key Pull. When this card is sent to your exhaust to pay the key cost of an attack, you may pay, remove this card to have that attack gain attack. If you use this attack's original effect, you may use it a second time. So you definitely want to use the Stinger Shot with this. This is a combo. Unfazed Catch. That's a block. Got 12 blocks in here. Maybe could stand to use 10 blocks or 8 blocks instead of 12. Maybe. I'm having the two tactics. Two tactics for sure. Okay, so these guys right here, these are the questionable ones. These could go in, but maybe not. 4 pal, 3 pal. Well, I mean, when you think about it, all I've got is what, 1, 2, 3, 3 0 drop attacks. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 1. I could, okay, heal 1, 1, 4. Heal 1 and heal 1. Keeping you in the game. Maybe I could take this out. Raise your hyper 2. Lower your opponent's hyper 2. Your opponent becomes stunned. You may pay 1 key to have this attack become level 2 and gain 3 pals. So that's a 6 as well for 2. Same thing. Lower your opponent's hyper 3. Instead of them being stunned, they lose hyper. I think I might prefer Resolute Key Blast to Golden Diving because it's more versatile. Yeah, we'll take this out for now. Put that in. Alright, so this would be the card, side deck card or whatever. Alright, so looking over everything. Just to recap, we've got D-Stinger. Burst Fighter Light. When you reveal Stinger Shot from the top of your arsenal, as combat damage from an attack, you may pay, discard 1 to place it into your hand. So whenever you see this, you can add it to your hand by discarding 1. Then when you reach max hyper, which is 9, then you become this version, J-Rule side. When your opponent becomes stunned, you may pay, discard 1 to search for a card with signature and place it into your hand. Okay, so you want to stun the opponent though. So I might have to actually put that Skull Stomp back in there. If I ever really get to hyper all this form. I might not even get to hyper form. And then you may discard 1, search your deck for a Sig card, place it into your hand. During your next action in this combat, if you perform Stinger Shot, your opponent must pay X key to block with the block card where X is its level. Trigger when your hyper reaches max, you may pay max hyper to draw 1. We're not going to even count on getting to hyper form. Okay, then for the kata cards, you're always in their spells or whatever. When your opponent initiates combat, look at the top 2 cards of your arsenal. Then put any amount of them on top of your arsenal and the remaining cards on the bottom. So I can keep on scrying every time they start combat, trying to get to these Stinger Shots to put the poison on them. Venom on them. Okay, I like that. And then pay, discard 1 tactic card to target 1 level 1 attack with an original hit effect in your arsenal. Effect in your exhaust, then pay its cost to perform it. When that attack resolves, if it would be sent to your key pool, send it to your exhaust instead. Okay, so I put those tactic cards in there to be able to discard them. I got 8 of them in there to target a level 1 attack with an original hit effect in your exhaust. So I mean, level 1 with the hit, level 1 with the hit, got that. And then level 1 with the hit, got that here. Can I add any more level 1s with the hit? Man, okay, Skull Crush Stomp would be good to put in here too. When that attack resolves, if it will be sent to your key pool, send it to your exhaust instead. Raise your hyper 1. Combat damage from this attack can't be prevented. It's only 1 though. Your opponent discards their hand. I don't really like that one that much. I don't think it screws up their plans, but maybe not. But for Key Blast though, heal 1, heal 1. Man, you know, I might put this in and take something out. Put that one in. Then what can we take out? Quick Key Blast, rearrange the top 4 cards of your exhaust, heal 1. I think I will take out Quick Key Blast. When this card is sent to your exhaust to pay the key cost of a special attack, that attack gains X. Yeah, I like that. So we'll take out Quick Key Blast for now. Might put that back in later. Alright, so we got a lot of combos or whatever that can be going off. Okay, I guess the main thing to do now is to play test it, see how it goes. But yeah, so that's not playing with any of the 2 drops. Just got 0 drops and 1 drops. 1, 2, 1, 2. The only thing there is max is 2 drops, but I'm trying to just delay, stall or whatever, keep on healing myself up, and then just place these Venom tokens out there so that they'll take 1 damage at the end of each turn. Not the end of my turn or their turn, but each turn they take 1 damage. If I get 4 of them out, they'll be milling 4 cards a turn. My turn and theirs. And out of a 40 card deck, they shouldn't be able to last too much more than 10 turns or whatever. But after getting all that on there, but we'll see though. Alright, so that's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, and 40. Two tactic cards. One attack special. 2 attack special. 3 attack special. 1 breaker block. 2 breaker blocks. Regular block. What was that? 5 attack specials. And then attack kick. Yeah, to keep on comboing with it. Alright, so that's the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Yeah, I mean, some gamer dudes talking about people complaining about the art. I mean, art looks great to me. But yeah, that's the deck. So really was started out really not wanting to go Louise. She was gonna be my last pick for who to add with D Stinger, but it ended up that she might have been the best pick for this deck. But yeah, I got some games in the queue with some gamer dude, but hopefully I'll get some new ones, constructed deck games going. And like I say, SavageShizuGames.com. Get some hyper juking while the getting is good. Oyo Games, like, comment, subscribe. Double spot.